Welcome to the Life in Pink podcast, where dreams come true, women are inspired, and wealth is our business. I want you to know that you matter, and life is much better with you in it. Hello to everybody out there. Welcome and welcome back if you've been here before. I hope that you guys are all feeling well, and I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by today. So, today we're going to talk about going through the motions of a mindless behavior, okay? But just listen, have you ever had a day where you just feel like you're just going through the motions, just doing things all out of habit, or maybe even following, following up behind somebody, wanting validation from them, caring about how somebody else is feeling and their expectations. Well, this episode is for you. Today, we're going to talk about breaking free from what I like to call mindless behavior, okay? And how to learn to live intentionally because when you start living with intention, everything in your life starts to change. Now, mindless behavior, it doesn't really mean that you're actually mindless, right? You're definitely not. It just means that sometimes we find ourselves kind of doing things on autopilot, right? Without really thinking about why. You know, the days where you're running around getting stuff done, but at the end of the day, you don't really feel like you've been living. You just been reacting to whatever life threw at you. Well, that's what we're talking about today, okay? So let's dive into this. Think about the times when you followed what other people thought about you or other people's expectations, maybe even society's expectations without really questioning it. Maybe it's like, the career that you chose or the way you spend your time or the people or relationships that you keep. A lot of times we go along with what we think we're supposed to do because, well, it's easier. It doesn't take much energy, right? But the thing is, mindless behavior often, kind of leads us away from what we actually do want. It's like being stuck in somebody else's script instead of just writing your own story. Honestly, though, we are all guilty of it, but, I can say we do, we get busy. We get tired. Sometimes it feels like life is just happening to us, but the good news is you can change that. The first step in breaking free from mindless behavior is definitely awareness. Just simply noticing when you're on autopilot, recognizing that in those moments when you say yes to things you don't actually want or things that you don't actually really want to do, or, when you let your inner critic dictate how you feel about yourself, the minute you start noticing, you gain the power, honestly, to make the shift right then and there. Okay, it's like the moment you realize that you've been walking in the wrong direction for a while and now you can turn around. No, I'm not just saying like you need to become super zen or meditate for hours a day. Honestly, I'm just saying throughout your day to check in with yourself. Is this truly what I want? Is this how I want to feel? Does this decision align with who I really am? I mean, I know it sounds a little simple, right? But it's honestly the little things like that, that makes a world of difference. And here's the thing about mindless behavior, listeners. It often comes from living by the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, right, of life. Or I should be doing this, or I should look like that, or I should be further along by now, right? We all have those moments where we definitely put unnecessary pressure on ourselves. And trust me, it can really weigh you down if you let it. The thing is, when you live by shoulda, coulda, wouldas, shoulds, basically, okay, you're not living for you. You're living for everybody else's standards. But what if you let go of the shoulds for a moment and just focus on what you actually want? Now, I'm not saying you need to completely ignore other people's advice or expectations, but what if you checked in with your own heart and mind first and let that guide your actions? So, what happens when you do break free from mindless behavior and you start to live intentionally? It's like waking up from a really deep sleep and you start noticing things that you never even saw before. The choices that you make, they start to reflect who you truly are and what you truly want, whether it's in daily life, habits, your relationships, personal growth, career life, just intentional habits overall. Living intentionally doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect, though, right? Or even that you'll never make a mistake, but it does mean that you're going to be more aligned with your true self and making the decisions that feel right to you, and not because you're following what you think somebody else might feel is right for your life and for you and the plans that you have, not somebody else's plan. Maybe you decide to take a weekend off for yourself instead of overworking, right? Or maybe you start saying no to people pleasing behaviors and yes to things that actually bring you joy. Now, I know these aren't big dramatic changes or anything like that, but um, they're small, but honestly powerful shifts that will definitely help you ultimately live more authentically. And you start the process by maybe taking 5 minutes a day to sit quietly and check in with yourself. How are you feeling? What do you need today? Things like this will help you become, more aware of your thoughts and your actions, your decisions. Remember, you don't have to say yes to everything. It's okay to say no to things. It's all right, you know? It's okay to say no sometimes, especially the things that don't serve you, right? And when you catch yourself thinking, I should have did this, ask yourself, did I even actually want to do that? Or am I just following the crowd or something that I saw or something that I feel should fit in my life? Okay, asking yourself things like this can help you really reframe your actions and make more conscious choices that are important and that are best for you. Perfection is not, you don't have to be perfect to be intentional. Life is messy. Like I've said before, it's okay. But what really matters is that you're making choices that feel authentic to you. Okay, so breaking free from mindless behavior, of course, like most things that matter, it doesn't happen overnight. It's, like most things in life, it's a journey and we're going to take it one step at a time. But each time you catch yourself acting on autopilot and make a conscious choice to live more intentionally, remember you're building the life that's right for you. Okay? And I'll leave you with this today. I want you to remember that you are definitely in control of your story. And remind yourself that you don't have to be stuck in somebody else's script of you in your life. Take the time to write your own. Okay? And let every action, every choice that you make reflect the person that you want to be. All right? So, thanks so much for listening today. I really hope that this episode inspired you in a way to really want to make intentional choices that align with who you really are. Um, be mindful and remember, okay, that you're the author of your own life. All right? So remember, again, take time to take care of yourselves. Keep nurturing your spirit and embracing the luxury of living your best life. And until next time, embrace your softness, your strength, and all that makes you beautiful.